My original pattern for Gabrielle's development? Good question. It was, in broad strokes, it was what happened in broad strokes. The moment I saw the character in the script, before I even met Renee, in my thinking, just the way I work, I looked at it and I said, this is the character that I want to follow, because right now, this is the audience's eye. That's the person who's looking at Xena's world and saying, wow, I want to be a part of that. Well, that's what we were hoping for our audience. And I thought to myself, well, if this character doesn't have any growth at all, she's going to be gone by the second season. Because she's really quite annoying. You know, she's a little chattery blonde. Blonde, redhead, blonde, well, whatever. Argo's a guy, Argo's a girl, whatever. So my thought was we had to start working on developing the character and try to make it into a character that could stand on its own. And then I started thinking, well, if we do that, what's eventually going to happen is there's a whole dynamic between her and Xena that's going to come in conflict. Of course, when I hear conflict, as a writer, I'm like, oh boy, this is what I want to do. So in broad strokes, that was my thought. Now, fortunately, that was what everybody else was thinking in the staff as well, because that's the natural progression of a character like that. You either lose it, or you make that character stand on its own. And for me, personally, the moment there were several transitional moments, but the moment that I thought, okay, now we're on a path, was when she got her staff. Because once she had that staff, she didn't have to stand in the background and go, get him, Xena, get him, get him, Xena, get him. Get him. I remember the baby episode, tossing the baby, and you look at that's what, get him, Xena. No, oh, baby, got a baby, oh. Once she could not necessarily fight, certainly not kill, but fight enough to defend herself and hold her own. All right, now then it was interesting, because you're with Xena, she's fighting, and then suddenly you're with Gabrielle, and Gabrielle's fighting. So I think that was the big moment where we started moving ahead with her. And then where she ended up with in the different areas, I mean, woo! I didn't foresee that. Quite honestly, I didn't foresee the old, that thing. Where's the chattery blonde? Bring her back. Amazing the growth of that character, though. Yeah. First time I ever saw Renee, I bumped into her in a doorway, because I believe it was her second casting session, and it was the first time I'd come over to Renaissance offices, and I was like opening the door and boom, oh, sorry. Thanks, sorry. Okay. Then I went in, and there were two actresses they were seeing. One of them was Renee, and the other one was, I can't remember her name. I want to say like Katie or something like that. And there was a debate about which actress to go with. And the other girl was a talented actress, stunning, gorgeous in the gorgeous sense. Renee is not gorgeous in the gorgeous sense, but Renee was much more talented as an actress. And there was actually a debate about that. Which one do you go with? And, fortunately, the people in charge, Rob, RJ, and Babs Grayhowski, who was also a supervising producer at the time, said definitely go with Renee, because she's got to last the series. And thank goodness, that worked out. And also, you think about it, so many things are dependent on what makes a character work, but there's a chemistry between Lucy and Renee that to this day, you see it when they're on stage. It's just there. And that's lightning in a bottle, trying to capture that. How many shows have you heard about where the two leads, the series is a success, but the two leads hate each other? They just absolutely hate each other. Well, that makes things tense on the set. It's hard to work on a show like that. Everything, it's credit grabbing, it's positioning, everything. Boy, did we have it easy. We had two, we were like sitting there thinking, this is so great, because they work together, they have different styles, they obviously love being around each other, they love playing practical jokes, and Lord help us if they turn it on us. Thank goodness I was in an office 4,000 miles away.